everybody, and welcome to Reviews That Don't Matter with Jessica Hitt. My name is Jessica Hitt. On today's episode, we are talking Riverdale recap. I know I'm a couple days late, but you know what? I've been having technical difficulties. I'm sorry, but I've got it up today. Everything's figured out. I should be fine. On today's episode, it is episode 8 of Season 2 of Riverdale. So let's just go talk about it. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not crazy about this episode. In fact, it kind of enrages me a little bit about what's going on. And it's just like, none of it is making sense to me whatsoever. And not even just like the mystery of the Black Hood. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense in this whole thing. It's like the character choices, the writing in this. Like, I just don't understand what they're doing. I mean, everyone's pissing me off this week, but let's talk about the core four. The one who's pissing me off the least, which is, of course, Archie. I mean, I don't know why I've been standing Archie all of a sudden, because I didn't really like him in the first season, but I feel like he grounds Riverdale, you know, like he's kind of the only normal one, and while he can be boring and blah blah blah, he's still like, you really do need him. Now, I really like Archie and Veronica together. I do. I think they're actually a really good match. I think that both of them don't have any idea how to be in a relationship, quite honestly. And I think that's apparent with, Veronica freaking out when Archie says that he loves her, and then Archie freaking out when Veronica can't say it back. It's just like, okay. Archie's like totally understanding and like wants to talk to her about the whole thing, and then finally he tells her that she doesn't need to worry about saying it back to him. And then when she doesn't say it back at the end, he's like gets all pissy and he says something, just like the worst remarks you could possibly do. They go up, half sing a song together. She runs off the stage. He runs back to her. Is like, no, I didn't mean any of that. Like, you don't have to say what I think you should say. Blah blah blah. They break up, basically. I'm pretty sure that's what happens, right? They broke up. But I will say Archie and Veronica are becoming nice little detectives there, along with, Betty and Jughead. They pretty much took the Black Hood part of this because Betty and Jughead were dealing with, of course, Jughead's father, F.P. Jones, getting out of jail, thanks to that awful lawyer person that is basically blackmailing Jughead. Penny Peppermint. That's probably her name. Let's be right. Come on. But before we get to Betty and Jughead, Veronica didn't really have much besides, realizing that she can't say I love you to Archie. It's too soon for her. Whether or not she is in love with him or not, we don't really know. And the episode's basically about her avoiding talking to Archie, but she's still with Archie. They're just talking about the case of the Black Hood. So really not much there. I do find it interesting that both Archie and Veronica talk to their parents about the love word. Like, Archie doesn't really surprise me because he's super close to his dad, but it does surprise me a little bit that Veronica would be so open with her mom and dad. Like, I know she's kind of off. I don't really know if she's still mad at her mom or not, or her dad. Like, I don't really know what's going on there. I do appreciate that line that Veronica said when she learned that they got a letter from the Black Hood supposedly saying that they're coming for them and that they're sinners and all this kind of stuff. And Hermione Lodge, Veronica's mom, was like, half the town's got this. And then Veronica was like, yeah, but we're actually sinners. I did like that a lot, actually. And with the Black Hood case, you basically just find that there's really no real connection at the moment when it comes to the Black Hood and the Riverdale Reaper. They just kind of learn about this case more, and they find out that the janitor from last week's episode is the only surviving member of the family that the Riverdale Reaper slaughtered, and that he got his revenge by killing the con man that apparently killed his family the night after it happened. So Riverdale Reaper is not the Black Hood, but there could be still some kind of connection. I mean, that's the same house that the Riverdale Reaper killed the entire family besides one. That's the same one that Betty was brought to with the Black Hood. So obviously there's something going on. But to be honest, that's all we learn about this Black Hood character, which is nothing. Literally nothing. So now let's go on to the two most annoying core four members, and that is Betty and Jughead. They're super happy because FP's getting out. Jughead still wants to be with Serpents. FP's given up the life, and he's working at Bob's Diner, which I think is kind of cool. I like that. He's in AA now, not drinking. being a good father, the father that Jughead always wanted. And then Jughead's like, no, I have to stay with the serpents. Like, they need me. They're like my brotherhood, blah, blah, blah. And Betty's on this kick to where she needs to be in Jughead's life and that she needs to be sort of serpent adjacent is the words that she uses with Tony Topaz. And I have no clue what's going on with Betty in this episode. Like, I don't know what's going on through her mind, or like, it felt so against character. Her like striptease that she did in front of the entire core members of the Serpents. Like, also, how are any of these kids allowed in this bar? And also, why do all of these kids have so much say in a gang? Like, they are children. There are adults present who have been in the gang for like 30 years. You think that they would be in charge, but no. All of these teenagers have so much say in this gang. And I understand that Riverdale is kind of like an alternate reality type show, but like that's too much for me to handle. Like, I just can't wrap my head around this. I understand that he's kind of like legacy when it comes to like FP and him, but he shouldn't have all of this say in this. You just shouldn't. He just joined. To be quite frank, Tallboy, the adult serpent who is kind of going up against Jughead, has a point. And quite frankly, I'm not really interested in this whole serpent Jughead storyline, like, at all. Not at all. And then whatever Betty's doing, like, come on, really? You do like this really weird striptease in front of, like, a whole bunch of people, dozens of people in this bar. You do a striptease. Like, that's not okay. In front of your mom. Your mom is there. Also, the MVPs of this episode are FB and Alice Cooper. Those two are amazing. I honestly cannot wait for their hookup because you know what's happening. You know they dated. And you know that Alice is going to leave Hal Cooper, which also does give a little bit of credence to the theory that Hal Cooper, Betty's dad, Alice's husband, is the Black Hood, which would be interesting. I don't know if I believe it. I still think it's Betty's long-lost brother, who we have not met yet, but he's coming up, I swear to you. Also, Skeet Ulrich and Madgen, I don't know her last name, I'm sorry, Alice Cooper and F.P. Jones, they're actors. They have great chemistry, so I would be down with just watching an adult Riverdale with all of the parents, like, minus Fred. He's a little boring, but you kind of need him. He's like the Archie of the parents. But they're just so much fun. They really are. So next week is the mid-season finale of Riverdale, and it's sort of Christmassy. I don't really know what they're doing with this. I think both couples are broken up at this point. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure, like 95% sure they're both broken up. And also they leave us with like this like sort of nod to where Archie is finally gonna have feelings for Betty. And it just like does not feel like it feels so out of place, honestly. Like, in this episode, like, all of a sudden he's going to have feelings for Betty. I'm never going to rule out the idea of Archie and Betty together because the whole point of the show is sort of that sort of love triangle between Archie, Veronica, and Betty. And I think that those two actors have good chemistry. I always like them as friends, so, you know, eventually down the line, maybe you'd like to see them get together for a brief moment, if not endgame. But who knows what they're doing with that? Like, are they going to immediately get into a relationship? Because that would be weird. And also, I can just imagine, like, Veronica being, you know, Veronica, and she would just be like, yeah, of course you can date him. Like, it's totally cool, and have it not be cool. And then Jughead just, like, completely disowning all of them and just going farther into the serpent stuff, which I'm just not here for. I'm over it. I really hope this next episode steps it up and, like, makes me excited for when it comes back eventually in the early spring or late winter. Because right now, I mean, we've had some highs, but we've had some lows, like low lows. Also, what's going on with Cheryl and Josie? Like, it's weird. Whatever's this obsession that Cheryl's having with Josie, like, this is what you're doing with Cheryl? Really? Like, come on, give her, like, get her kind of involved with the core four and the mystery. Like, that's kind of cool. Like, I don't need this obsessive Cheryl at all. I mean, I guess it's too early to tell. Maybe it'll turn into something really cool. But I hope you guys liked this episode. I didn't very much at all. But if you did, comment down below. Tell me what you did like about it, or maybe something I'm missing. You know, like the video, subscribe. I make videos Monday through Friday. You'll get a gifted one tomorrow. I believe it's the mid-season finale for The Gifted tonight, and so you'll get it tomorrow. And then I got a lot of stuff coming this week. I finally get to see The Room. It got postponed. I'm going to see The Disaster Artist. I'm going to see Lady Bird. I got a lot coming down the line. Very, very excited. Hope you guys are too. Thank you and welcome to the new subscribers to my channel. I will see you guys later. Bye.